where we are? Okay, I lost you. All right, once again, let's get that going. At least I got a response. So, here we are once again. So good, so very good to see all of you, to be with you once again in this wonderful way. So, to open this up, let's consider two considerations that seemingly are at odds with each other: selfishness and sacrifice. Now, frankly, I've never had any problems with selfishness. And that's because I've been selfish all my life. And if I ever forgot about it, there were always those available to remind me just how selfish I truly am. And it's been put upon me in different ways because I was an only child. Wah, wah, wah. And sacrifice? I've never had a problem with sacrifice either, as long as it was someone else who was making the sacrifice. Doesn't that sound familiar? Okay. Then you hear those who say, oh, self-sacrifice. It's so valuable. I never, ever could quite buy into that. Never could. But selfishness, I think, excuse me, this is a little bit of my Alaskan accent that's coming through. Selfishness, I think we need to look at from perhaps a meaningful consideration. See, if you allow others to dictate policy as to how you're going to live your life, you're always going to be subject to them. And you can complain about it, but it's not going to change anything at all. You see, right now, sacrifice can mean anything from standing up for the truth to dying to give your ruler a few more acres to dominate. When I was growing up as a kid, and it came my time, just like it has with many of you, to sacrifice myself for the freedom of this nation, I said, you need to look at somebody else. And the reason was I was certain, I had no doubt in my mind whatsoever, had I have gone to Vietnam, the only way I would have been able to come back here today is through somebody else. Because I was going to die. I knew it. So anyhow, things worked out to where I didn't have to do that. Being part of something larger than yourself, doesn't that have such appeal to it? Yes, it really does. But look at it again and see, you get some cheap self-esteem from that. And that's because you're joining yourself to something big or reverent. But that's just a trade, okay? It's a trade that delays your personal development and turns you into the object to be later used by this larger thing. Now, sometimes what you have to do is you have to open your mind, and make a shift in your perceptions to what you once believed to be true, what you were programmed to believe true, what you were brainwashed into believing. And consider, hey, this is your life. You see, this is the thing that made the big difference with me. I made so many choices, I've done so many different things, but all of them led me to a place of realizing the best choice I could possibly make for me is choosing to live my life according to my rules. It hasn't always been easy. Part of it's because some of my rules were really, really way off base. Some of my rules were really so self-serving that they didn't leave me feeling good with the choices. And then the other part of it is this other thing that does not want any of us, including me, to truly feel good about the life I'm living. Now, I choose to live my life. And this matters. It matters to such an extent that I'm still choosing it today. And I still get flack from others who don't agree and don't want me to do it. And part of the reason is because me choosing my way is so threatening to others who are not choosing their way. Or Big Brother, who feels really threatened because I'm not following the dictates that Big Brother wants me to follow. We're living in a time where we are definitely being pressured and pushed to make choices that are compromising. And we're told all along the way that it's for our own good, it's for the betterment of society, and what a bunch of bull. Please do open your minds and begin to realize that those who are in positions of power are there to maintain that power, and they don't care if they squash you in the process. The main thing is they want to maintain that power. Now, where does the sacrifice come in this? If I'm making choices for myself, and I encounter those who resent my choices, who are feeling threatened by my choices, they may attempt to do something to prevent me from continuing to live my life the way I want to. So what else is new? Now see, I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to you at the heart of you, so far as your own convictions about who you are and what you find as meaningful and valuable in living your life. Now, we all come together, and we all join together, and we consider things that are valuable that we share. And it's up to you to look and see the value that's there. The way you're going to really discover the value is by living it. You see, and that's where it comes down to here, is choosing to live your life by your own values. You're going to learn, and that's one of the big things we all come here to do. And you're going to learn by just that, doing it. If you choose to live your values, then you're going to learn what your values are because they're going to show up in your life. If they show up with a form of resistance from others who resent it and do not want you to live it, that's a confirmation right there. You're onto something good. It truly is. I found this out, and I share it with you. Some of the best confirmations as to me living my life have come from those who didn't want me to live it. Been the biggest confirmation whatsoever. I looked at them and I said, I see you. Thank you so very much. You confirmed to me. Okay. Again, we're talking about values here, and we're talking about selfishness, the pursuit of what you find as valuable to self, and the possibility of incurring some type of backlash from it. Here's the thing that you might want to take into account that has helped me. Like I said, I've learned. So long as we don't harm others, we should be free to do what we please. Now, if what I do translates into a hurt or a harm with you, then I have to look at it. I have to look at it again and see, is this because of what I'm doing, or is this because of your perception of what I'm doing, and you're taking an exception to it? A nation or a civilization that continues to produce soft-minded men purchases its own spiritual death on an installment plan. And this is where we are right now. You need to look and see. You remember Adolf Hitler? Okay? Everything he did in Germany was legal. Everything he did was legal. And everything the Hungarian freedom fighters did was illegal. So you need to look at that and say, just how influenced are you by that overriding big brother dominating your choices and saying this is legal or this is illegal? If I've heard that it's illegal, I'm interested. Driving the legal speed limit? I see a lot of yeses coming in. Okay, good. Now, I want to end this with a consideration for you to take home. And it's from Martin Luther King Jr. He presented 4 questions. Cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right? You see, the only one who can really determine that for you is you. And there does come a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but one that must be taken because it's right. This has to do with you living your life according to your values. Thank you. For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.